said, so I oversee PlanIt Science, and really today is just an informal introduction just to PlanIt Science, some of the new changes that have come about, and as you probably noticed, we do quite regularly do updates, and it does say data content. And a customer contacted me fairly recently and saying, would you let me know the date of when your updates happen? But the answer to that is that it is a continual cycle of updates, because we're constantly changing things, adapting things, looking at things that are asked for by customers to make sure that everything that we have is current and really say it exactly as it needs to be for our customers. So I am going to start by screen sharing, and again I'm hoping that today is just a few pointers and tips for if you're either using PlanIt Science, you're new to PlanIt Science, you've never used it at all, or you're thinking about using it, and hopefully say there's an opportunity to ask any questions. Please just let Stella know, and then we can answer in the Facebook group afterwards. So I'm just going to share screen now. Okay, so what you're seeing to begin with is probably when you log in that you will see this introductory screen. So the first tip that I'm going to go over, and it seems really straightforward, but again it's amazing how many people that I speak to, how many customers I speak to don't know how the best way to get to PlanIt Science. So quite a lot of people may type in, if they want to do another focus today is on Y3 plants, they might type in something to search for like Y3 plants, which does return quite a lot of content, the top one being the unit pack. There's nothing wrong with that, but it does also return lots of other resources in between. So if you're specifically looking for PlanIt Science and our brand new data scheme of work, what I would suggest doing is when you come onto here, ignore the search bar, there's two options. You may want to go into and just type in PlanIt, and that will take you straight to what we call the landing page, also all the lovely new schemes on there. Or your other option is, if you go into curriculum planning, just here, and then again, if you go into curriculum planning, it takes you straight into the PlanIt area. And from there, we're going to be looking at science. And saying today, again, it's all really nicely ordered, and you can see as you go into each one, all the units that we have for each year group, and the suggested term or time in their academic year when we suggest is the best time to teach that unit, with a little bit of a summary here of why. So the one that we're going to be looking at today is going to be plants, which is in Spring 2, just here, that we suggest are all very similar. We set them up in the same way to make it easy for anybody using them. And so we start by having our medium-term plan, and then we have our CPD. So as you can see here, scientific inquiry, our lovely ebooks, and then our unit pack. And as you scroll down, any unit that you go into will follow this same order, just to make it easy for people. I would always, it's a bit of a top tip, is to suggest sometimes you may get to this point and you think, oh, it says explore related resources. I would always suggest just keep scrolling down, because everything on this page are related resources and they're all really useful. As you get further down, we have what we call interactive resources that are on our platform, interactive learning platform, but they can be accessed from here. We have our lovely animations, which we have for most of our units, or we have what we call our concept videos, which I'll talk about a bit later on. We also, within each of our categories, have our symbols resources as well, which again really help support with accessibility, and you'll see those referred to in the planning. So what I'm going to start with is our medium-term plan. So into here, I'm not going to download it from here, because I've already got it downloaded, so I'm just going to bring it onto here. Just have a quick talk through. So the first thing to say is that the medium-term plan has been designed in Word, so that you can edit it however you want to edit it and make it very specific to your setting, your specific year group, your class. Again, things can be copied and pasted out, but they can also be completely editable, as you can see what I'm doing just here. And again, it just makes it really functional for different settings. We do have different sections on here. Again, some of you may not have seen this before, but I'm just going to talk you through some of these different sections and what's new and what's not, and what you may not know about. So one of the first things one of the big changes that we are doing at the moment in all content, and we've nearly finished this, is that a lot of people will think about the old PlanIt, we call it, that would have been differentiated activity sheets. We don't have those anymore, and we won't have those in any of our new content. So what we have in any of the new content is our adaptive teaching. I'm going to come back to this when we open up the lesson plans, and I can go into that in more detail. But that is one of the key things to be aware of with our updates, that it is all the content includes adaptive teaching rather than differentiated content in that. We have our key vocabulary, which is in tiers. We have our identified key endpoints, which can be really useful. And we have all of our linked digital resources on that. And again, we've got our accessibility suggestions, which I'll go into in more detail when we open up a lesson plan. And another really key section that we have here, which is the key to our new updates and our new content, in STEM careers. And again, in the curriculum review, we've seen that STEM careers are a focus within there. So what we have here, and we've got these are included in the PowerPoints, and then I'll show you in the PowerPoints more specifically what they look like. Again, what we want to do is make sure that children understand that they're learning, that we can see, and that they're continuing in Y3 plants. They can then relate to potential careers that they would like to pursue in STEM. I don't think there's anything else in the medium-term plan for now. I'll just have a little scroll down. So again, it's really, I suppose this is like a quick overview of the unit, but they can be used, you can print them off, they can be picked up, and again, they're perfectly usable if you didn't want to print the lesson plan off, if you just wanted to teach from here. There's enough information here to be able to teach using it, and if not, I would suggest that you either do a medium-term plan or a lesson plan rather than just a PowerPoint, because there's some hidden gems within the medium-term plan and the lesson plan. But again, I understand it's all very different depending what day it is, what week it is, how much time is available to prep for the lesson beforehand. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of this now. I'm going to go back into the unit, and I'm going to go into one of the lessons now, because I did say I do want an unboxing of the lesson, and the first lesson that we're going to look at is the first lesson on here, which is seeds and seedlings. And I'll put it over here. Sorry, just bear with me while I open up the, I'm going to start with the PowerPoint. Here we have the PowerPoint. Just again, because this is about some of the newer features, I'm just going to have a little look and go through some of the key features in the PowerPoint that are new, you may not be aware of, you may not have seen. So in our most recent updates, what we have included is the working scientifically skills that they've always been there, and they've always been within the content, but we've created the icons to make it more obvious to children, so that children can more relatable. They can see the icons, they can see what's included within the lesson. And we are also working on, at the moment, we will be embedding these into the specific slide where this is covered, this working scientific skill is covered as well. So again, children just become familiar with them. I also did have a request, and again, just to let people know, I do read every request that comes through the science, and we had a very recent customer request around having display resources for these, and also sort of A4 resources that can be stuck in books so that children with the different scientific inquiry skills in there. And again, it's really good to hear customers, if they do have any requests, they do always come through to me, and I do always have a good look at them. And other things in here that we have, I think most people will know about our Remember It sections. They've been there for quite a while, actually. I remember it. Again, just a lovely and short, snappy, being able to retrieve information, linking information from previous learning, from previous units, from previous lessons. Another new thing that we have got, as again as part of our updates, all these little things make me smile and do remind me, but we have got, we updated them so that we link to our animations. Our animations used to sit in the categories, but now they actually are embedded into the PowerPoints. And sometimes they're what we call the concept videos. So I always think they're not quite the same as David Attenborough, but they are very much photographs and real life videos. Whereas our animations are a different style, and have our characters of Etta and Grandbot included in them, that in a really lovely way explain different sort of scientific concepts that may be covered within the lesson. Again, just another key thing, as I go through them, again, it's quite organic, but as I go through, it just reminds me of different things just to talk to you and show you about. But on our definitions, again, we've now got photos. So one of the things that the customers were very keen to have, and that we chatted to, was ensuring that we've got a lot of photographs included in our content. And it's something that we've worked really hard to make sure that we've included, and you can see there's some beautiful within these definitions for each of the words. We've got some really, really high quality photographs that children can use for visual learning, and also we have the key child-friendly definitions that go with them. Okay. Again, if people, schools are covering and splitting key vocabulary into tiers, then we have this here as an option. We have in lesson 1 AFLs, and again these are all different. These have been updated very recently in each of the lesson 1s that we have include them. So all of our AFL activities will all look different, whereas previously they might have all looked quite similar. And this is a new addition to our update. So we have our learning journey. We also have this included in the download. Just to see if we've got it in more. And the hope is that so this is available in a printable. Maybe a lot clearer there. Maybe at the start of the unit, children can have a copy of this. It can be discussion, look at the bigger picture so that they know you can use it to discuss what they already know, what's consolidating what they've already learned, and also revisiting it, retrieving it, embedding it into long-term memory, and then looking at what they're going to be doing within the lesson so that they've got a clear picture of what they're doing and how that links to what will happen next in their lessons and the lesson after that, and also considering where they're learning next. So again, a new addition to the updated PlanIt content. Another update, another key focus for us is in the inclusion of opportunities for oracy. We're working currently on some additional packs that will go into part of the PlanIt science scheme. We've only got one on site at the moment, but we will have more of them. So within each of the categories, we will have a full pack that is developed supposed to develop oracy within children to the specific unit, but also embedded within lots of the lessons. Most of the lessons are lots of opportunities for oracy, for discussion, and then this is just an example of our discussion starters. A key bit, some of you may be familiar with this or not, but we do have our ebooks that are included as part of the PowerPoint. Top tip for this is that I spoke to somebody using the scheme recently for quite a long time, and they weren't sure whether it was compulsory to use the ebooks that were embedded as part of them or not. It is really essential that as part of the PowerPoint that you do look at the ebook and the information in it, because that is going to feed into the lesson. We don't double up on it, so whatever is in the ebook won't then be in the PowerPoint information. So just a top tip that to do, please open these ebooks. They are lovely and they contain some really beautiful illustrations, key information, and again, really nice to have a different format where children can feel like they're actually turning the pages of the ebooks. And then these are available separately as PDFs or as a full ebook format that you can go all the way through. Okay, just another example that we have here. They click through down here, and then you can see when it comes to the end of those pages, let's close it down here. I've got another little video there. Again, another example where we've got the video